Prayer, Religion's Not-So-Secret Weapon by Ronald A. Lindsay. From Free Inquiry's online column, Unprayerful Reflection at secularhumanism.org. Prayer has been in the news recently. Of course, there was the annual spectacle of the National Prayer Breakfast on February 5th, made even more meretricious than usual by Donald Trump's rambling litany of false claims and grievances as he continues to exploit the religious sentiments of many Americans for his personal benefit. And the presumed kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie has unleashed a veritable avalanche of highly publicized calls for prayer for her safe return. I write this on Wednesday, February 11th, at which time her fate is unknown. The type of prayers being requested are known as petitionary prayers. That is a request to God to bring about some beneficial state of affairs. However, the logic of petitionary prayer has posed a problem for anyone who has given serious consideration to the purported relationship between us and an omnipotent, omniscient, beneficent being. Even Thomas Aquinas recognized the practice of petitionary prayer required some tortuous, ultimately unpersuasive, reasoning to justify it. The problem in a nutshell is this: why do we have to beg a loving, all-powerful God to assist us when he already knows what we need and presumably would not gratuitously subject us to distress and pain? A being who would expose us to avoidable suffering just because we did not ask for his help would be a perverse, needy, narcissistic tyrant, not a loving deity. Yet petitionary prayer persists. Reason fades as desperation and a sense of helplessness increases. People typically turn to prayer when there does not appear to be anything within their immediate power to improve their situation. Naturally, people of goodwill, including atheists, will offer what assistance they can to those in need. But the reality is assistance may not be possible, timely, or effective in many situations. To those facing imminent danger, e.g. from a natural disaster, a relentlessly progressive illness, or a situation where a loved one has gone missing. And this is one reason religion, despite its dubious, not to say absurd, claims, continues to have its hold on many people. It offers hope, albeit a false, objectively irrational hope. It can be difficult to accept the reality of our situation. We are biological, mortal beings, subject to a variety of possible misfortunes, from disease, disasters, and the malicious actions of others, and ultimately, unavoidably, death. As a community, we can and should help others where we can, but there are limits to what we can achieve despite the best of intentions. This is why religion does not seem likely to ever disappear completely. The solace provided by petitionary prayer, the comfort of believing one can do something to bring about a desperately desired result, may be predicated on an illusion, but opiates are effective in distancing one from reality. Thank you for listening to this audio edition of Free Inquiry, the journal for secular humanist ideas. If you enjoyed this article, consider subscribing to Free Inquiry magazine to explore more thought-provoking content on reason, ethics, science, and free thought. You can find more articles, subscribe, or support our work at secularhumanism.org. There you'll also discover resources on secular humanism, information on upcoming events, and ways to connect with a community of like-minded thinkers. If you believe in the importance of reason, free expression, and humanist values, consider making a donation to support our work. Every contribution helps us continue to publish, advocate, and provide resources for a more rational, secular world. Once again, thanks for listening and for supporting free inquiry, free minds, and free expression.